They see that the elites who ruined their lives hate Trump. Corporate America hates Trump. Wall Street hates Trump. The career politicians hate Trump. The media hates Trump after they loved him and created him, and now hate him. Thank you, media. The enemy of my enemy. It's not a proud day for this country. How could it be a proud day when a man who was not elected by the people becomes president of the United States? How does that happen? Listen, the man is a malignant narcissist, all right? That's a dangerous combination to have a narcissist like that who's elected to public office, because he's only thinking about himself. He's only thinking, how does this affect me?
It was the moment America started seeing the truth. Michael Moore didn't hold back. He went straight for Trump's ego and ripped it wide open. He called him what he is, a narcissist who only thinks about himself, not the country, not the people, just his own image. And when Moore said it live, you could feel the shock ripple through the room. It wasn't just a political jab, it was the start of an unmasking.
I refuse to live in a country where Donald Trump is president, and I'm not leaving. So, something's got to change. We have to form an army of citizens and come at him like a swarm of bees, where it's just, he's getting hit one way, all the way. And
Moore stood on that stage and made it clear that he's not leaving and he's not staying quiet. He looked America in the eye and said, it's straight. If Trump is going to wreck this country, then we're coming for him. Not with violence, with truth, with numbers, with people, an army of voices ready to hit him from every side. And you could feel that the mood had changed. The crowd wasn't just clapping, they were ready.
Fake news that he's one of the founders of in the Obama era.
So
he created the fake news of the...
Barack Obama is not a citizen, and
he said that there was intelligence.
That's right. He was called by a reputable
source
right.
that there was intelligence.
Right.
He himself was going to... He was hiring investigators to support his fake news.
In fact,
he is the godfather of this decade's fake news. This is for him now to say fake news.
Moore didn't just say Trump lies. He showed how Trump made lying a business. Before anyone was yelling fake news, Trump was spreading it, pushing the Obama birth lie, hiring fake investigators, planting garbage stories just to win attention. Moore broke it down clear as day. Trump didn't fight fake news. He built the damn empire.
This is the gift of Trump, if I could put it that way, that he has already started to turn his own people against him. They're not quite there yet, but when they start going to the doctor and there's no Medicaid payment, and they're going to have to pay that doctor for their children and all of that, just go down the whole list of things that it's going to cost them more and more money. It's going to be harder and harder to live, and they're going to understand that he's the one that made this happen. And maybe he's thinking, well, you know, I'm really good at lying, and if you just say it long enough, price of eggs, price of eggs, price of eggs, price of eggs, that they'll go with that. I don't think so. I think the American people are smarter than that. I know.
This is where Moore proved he saw it coming before anyone else. He said Trump's own people would turn on him, and now they are. Because when the money dries up, when the healthcare disappears, when the lies stop working, people finally look around and ask, who did this to me? And all fingers point the same way. Moore knew it. Trump feared it.
Donald Trump is a big believer in capitalism and free enterprise and the sort of thing that's driven us into the ground, this belief that you can just do whatever you want and it doesn't matter who gets hurt by it. And I don't really see him changing, but I think he knows he's been on TV, you know? I mean, he's a performance artist. He knows what to say and he knows how to make this appeal.
You think it's BS?
I think it's, well, please, I don't use that kind of language. Yes, I think.
Next time.
Megan, come on, I know this is the flagship show of Fox News. I just want to go on the record.
Oh.
Well, we all know that.
I like the way you make me sound. Go on.
It is.
Moore ripped off the mask. Trump isn't some business genius. He's an actor playing rich, a performance artist, a man who lives for cameras and applause, not for people. Moore didn't need fancy words, he just told the truth. Trump knows how to talk, not lead. And when the lights go out, he's got nothing left.
So I woke up this morning
picked up the Washington Post, and the headline read, "Trump takes power." I don't think so. Here's the power. Here's the majority of America right here. We are the majority. New president vows to end American carnage. Mr. Trump, we are here to vow to end the Trump carnage.
Moore dropped one of the most brutal metaphors ever. A football game where the losing team gets declared the winner? That's how Trump got power. It was stupid. It was rigged. And Moore made everyone see it in one simple example. You could feel the air get heavy because deep down, we all knew he was right.
Yeah, that's right. But you and I know, because we've known Trump for how many umpteen years. I've been on shows with Trump back in the 90s. I mean, this is a guy who did support Planned Parenthood, who was for gay rights, who you know, yes, he was a big blowhard. He wanted his name on everything, but he also put the ice skating rink back in Central Park. Right. So you know, he's not what he's made himself out to be to these people who voted for him.
So then couldn't a guy like you get behind him?
No, his problem is going to be when he tries to walk back all the crazy stuff that he said. What's going to happen to all the people who voted for that crazy stuff?
You think they're going to abandon Trump?
I think Trump, I should say, I hope that we see the biggest landslide loss ever when whoever the Democratic nominee is beats Donald Trump.
You know what they're banking on? That even though he might lose some women, he might lose some Hispanics, he might lose some young people, some African-American vote, he's going to make it up with the white working class, with the very region he's now touring through, Appalachia and elsewhere, because he's appealing to them and because Hillary Clinton has made some mistakes already.
Moore reminded everyone who Trump used to be. This man supported Planned Parenthood, gay rights, all of it, before he needed MAGA votes. Trump doesn't believe in anything but himself. He changes sides like outfits. And Moore laid it out. This guy isn't fighting for anyone but his own brand.
Because when he starts to cause harm to our fellow Americans, people are going to rise up. They're not going to take this. They're not going to take it from a guy that did not get a majority of the votes of the people of this country. So, you know, and his thin skin too could be his undoing. You know, when whoever has the most points wins, right? Tottenham 2, Chelsea 1. Who won that game? I'm just asking you factually. Who won that game?
In that case, Tottenham.
Tottenham won. All right. Now, how odd would it be if you on the news that night said Chelsea won today with one goal and Tottenham got 2?
But what are you going to do about it?
This makes no sense.
Trump doesn't win with facts. He wins with feelings. Moore said it perfectly. He tells people what they want to hear. You'll be rich. You'll be powerful. It's a scam wrapped in a slogan. But once people stop getting what they were promised, they wake up. And Moore made sure they saw it coming.
These days, Donald Trump is very busy doing a whole bunch of other things that we're not paying attention to. Today, Donald Trump's EPA did something that we'll suffer from years from now that we don't even know right now. His Interior Department sold off land of ours to people that shouldn't have it. His agricultural part, I mean, just go down all the cabinet departments. Every day there is something going on, and we are very caught up in the large things that he's doing, threatening North Korea, refusing to acknowledge what happened this weekend, what really happened. And I just want to be the one to point out that take this horror moment that we're in and times it by 20, times it by 200. That's what's going on in every federal agency under his control every single day. I'm sorry to be the one to have to point that out.
While the media chased Trump's chaos, Moore paid attention to the damage. The lands he gave away, the clean water he poisoned, the laws he broke quietly. Moore showed that Trump's biggest crime wasn't what he said, It was what he did when no one was watching.
Do you believe there is a chance that Trump could be convicted by the Senate? That we will take care of it.
Weirdly enough, I am that kind of optimist that believes that of the 53 Republicans, Trump can keep the majority, 33 of them in support of him. I believe that there are 20 Republicans who could possibly vote to remove him. That could happen. There's a sliver of a chance if the John Bolton testimony shows people what else is there besides the Ukrainian phone call.
And we don't know if he'll be allowed to testify.
Moore gave people a reason to hope, but also a reason to act. He said 20 Republicans could end this nightmare if they had the guts. Trump wasn't invincible. He was protected by cowards, and Moore dared them to do the right thing. Even if they didn't, he made sure the world knew what was possible.
None of what he said was true, but that didn't matter. He knew how to communicate to the American public. He knew how to tell them what they wanted to hear. He went all over Wisconsin the last week saying, I'm gonna make you all rich. I'm gonna make you all rich. You're gonna make you all rich. Well, geez, who wouldn't like to hear that, right? Right, ma'am, how do I look tonight? How do I look? What would you say? Amazing, thank you. I don't know whether that's true or not, but it really made me feel good. And that's how he worked, right? He knew how to do it because he was a TV star. He was already a beloved American TV star. Do you realize in the first year, I'm talking about The Apprentice, by the way, the looks on your face, you know. He was the host of a show called The Apprentice. How many people in here watch The Apprentice every week when Donald Trump was on? Can I see a show of 1, 2, 3, 4 in the balcony? Oh my God. You realize that his first year on the air, on some of those shows, that first season, he had over 40 million viewers. Last week on TV, the largest rated show was America's Got Talent. Not ironically titled, by the way, in fact, that's a real show. It had 13.1 million viewers. He had 40 million people watching this. And I realized, I guess this isn't that proud, but I want to tell you, in between the Hudson River and La Cienega Boulevard, there are a lot of people that loved him because he knew how to keep it simple, stupid, right?
Moore called out the fakest moment of Trump's fake presidency, telling auto workers he'd punish companies for leaving then doing nothing. It sounded good on TV, and that's all Trump cared about. But Moore wasn't buying it. And after hearing him break it down, nobody else did either.
Donald Trump came to the Detroit Economic Club and stood there in front of the Ford Motor executives and said, if you close these factories as you're planning to do in Detroit and build them in Mexico, I'm going to put a 35% tariff on those cars when you send them back, and nobody's going to buy them. It was an amazing thing to see. No politician, Republican or Democrat, had ever said anything like that to these executives. And it was music to the ears of people in Michigan and Ohio and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin, the Brexit states.
This was Moore's final punch, and it landed hard. Twice, Americans voted for progress. Twice, they got the loser. Moore wasn't just angry, he was exhausted. He told the crowd the truth they didn't want to hear. If we don't fight smarter, this will keep happening. And next time, we might not get another shot. If you made it this far, drop a comment. What do you think is Trump's biggest con of all? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.